everyone, and welcome to Tuesdays with Ted. My name is Floyd Punitz, and I would like to invite you to grab your cup of Postum or whatever your beverage of choice is for today, and join me in the discussion that we're going to have. Dear Ted Wilson and General Conference of Seventh-day Adventist, last week we talked about whether or not being homosexual was a choice, and I said that it wasn't a choice because who in their right mind would want to choose to have the world hate them, to have the church ostracize and disfellowship them, and just be on the outcast of society? No one, actually. So we are born with a sexual orientation, and that's what we want to talk about today. Whether that sexual orientation is one that's labeled heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, or even asexual, it's still your orientation, your sexual orientation. And we're all born with that hardwired inside of us. Mine happens to be homosexual, and as long as I can remember, I was homosexual. So the question for today might be, what causes or what makes someone have a sexual orientation, whatever that sexual orientation might be? So, you know, for homosexual, a lot of people in the 50s, when we were first understanding what that orientation was all about, said that it was caused by an overbearing mother. They called it a smother mother. A mother who, for this happened to be for their son, a gay boy, a gay son, that the mother was too overbearing and too controlling in the boy's life, and that's what made him be attracted to men. Other people on the opposite side of the spectrum said that it was caused by a weak father figure, that the father was either absent or just not strong enough of a figure, and the boy missed that, and so that's why they were attracted to men when they went into puberty and then later on in life. Now, this had nothing to do with women. They didn't quite have an answer. Somehow the women always get the short end of the stick and get kind of left out in the discussion. But this is what was taught widely for homosexual boys. And sadly, Coming Out Ministries, Colin Cook Coming Out Ministries, all the church-approved change ministries, conversion therapy ministries, still teach that. So they're kind of stuck in several decades ago of what one thought was the cause of a sexual orientation. Now, this talked about homosexual, but it didn't talk about or didn't address bisexual or asexual, which are also valid orientations. If you study science today, and those two reasonings are no longer used, the smother mother or the absent weak father. Studies have shown that has absolutely no bearing on someone's orientation. So you're asking me, what is the cause of someone having a homosexual orientation or a heterosexual orientation? And the answer is, we don't know. I don't know. And most probably you don't know. It's not the devil making someone sin or anything like that. Orientation, the human body, the brain is fantastic. It's beyond comprehension of what all it can do, and we're just now scratching the surface of things like epigenetics and cellular memory, things like that. So there is no absolute or concrete reason for a sexual orientation. A lot of people think that it might be, and again, the studies have just mainly been with males, with boys, that if a mother has a difficult pregnancy or has had several males in her body, the chemicals, and I want to try to explain it just as easily as I can or simply as I can. Her body sees it as a foreign object in the body and tries to compensate and floods it with female hormones and chemicals. But whether or not that's the truth, I don't know. But if it is born, and if we are born with this orientation, then there is no way that it is a sin. The Bible doesn't condemn it. And, I've been reading a lot of comments on videos that I've done, and just the pure ignorance of the comments of people assuming that the Bible talks against a homosexual orientation or a bisexual one or an asexual one. There is no mention of any type of orientation in the Bible. And, if you use the excuse that Coming Out Ministries does of we're all oriented towards Christ, Christ is our orientation. Yes, as Christians, that's 100% true. There is no doubt. But that also doesn't negate the fact that we all do have a sexual orientation, whether it's heterosexual or whatever. Somehow no one has problems with a heterosexual orientation and that it's there from birth. But when we talk about a different type of orientation, suddenly it becomes the ploy of the devil to make us sin, or that we are willfully choosing to not follow God or to disobey God or the Bible. That is totally far from the truth, because the Bible does not say a single word about homosexual orientation. It does talk about homosexual acts, rape, like it was rape and looking to harm the other person, as was in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and in other texts in the Bible talk about same male sex interactions, but they're all either prostitution, temple prostitution, worshiping other gods, rape, or having sex with someone who is a younger, underage, non-consensual sex act. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Is we don't know where the orientation comes from. I like to think that it was coded into our DNA in the very beginning, and that when God created us, He created us with the capability of a diverse kinds of love. Some people are heterosexual, other people are homosexual, bisexual, asexual. And we can talk more about some of those terms in a different episode. But today I just wanted to say that it has nothing to do with a parent who is too weak or too strong, or even if you come from a household that has two daddies or two mothers, that does not make the child homosexual. All of us homosexuals grew up, or most of us grew up in a heterosexual household, and that didn't make us heterosexual. So it doesn't work the other way either. So anyway, Thank you for listening today. Please join me next week for another Tuesdays with Ted, and be very interested in hearing your comments. You can always write to me, info@sdakinship.org, and we appreciate you listening and participating in the dialogue with Ted Wilson, even though he's not probably going to speak with us. But thank you very much. Have a good day, and remember that God does love you unconditionally. And if you're needing someone to talk to, SDA Kinship is a safe, affirming place there for queer Adventists, for parents of queer Adventists, and for our allies. So thank you very much. Have a good day.